Ladies and gentlemen, lend me your cochlea and prepare your cerebrum for a dialectical dance of mental pyrotechnics, because we are about to embark on a journey that navigates the turbulent waters of digital deception, bot invasions, and the frail egos of influencers.
Yeah, I don't.
133.24.
No, like this.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So that's why you want to shut down a TikTok that you can't control.
Yeah.
And you don't want to shut down a Facebook and Instagram, anything on Meta, and even maybe Twitter. You don't want to shut down the ones that, are in cahoots with the government, because social media is not the enemy of the government like we thought it was. This is free speech. We can actually come together. We can organize. We can start protests. We can do this. No. Social enemy might be a tool, by this theory, a tool of the government to get you to believe whatever it is you want to believe. Or no, they want you to believe.
And it can go even beyond content. So let's say you just say a tweet that is controversial. You just now have 5 other tweets below being like, oh, dude, no, you really missed it on this. That's actually not true, da-da-da-da. And you're like, oh, man, I guess all my followers are saying I'm out of line on this. Maybe I should readjust my opinion. And all of those bots, all of those accounts are bots paid for by one individual.
To make you feel like you should or shouldn't have that opinion.
True.
Now, there was a video, and I forget what the fuck it was. I was asking Mark what it was. It was either somebody else posted it. I don't know if we reacted to it. I'm not exactly sure what it was. But I looked at the comments of this video, and all the comments were minority women justifying the opinion, the divisive opinion of the person in the video. And it was something like, I'm a Latina, but I agree with this sentiment here.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I forget what the content of the video was, but I saw all the comments and I was like,
a music video or something. Try that in a small town or something.
Try that in a small town.
Yeah, I remember you pointing that out.
Fucking A.
Because I remember you pointing that out and being like,
taking your liposomal magnesium.
Yeah, I have, dude. I have.
Okay. So try that in a small town. All the comments, or the top comments, not all of them, but a lot of the top comments were like, I'm a Latina woman. I agree. I'm a black woman. I agree with the sentiment. And then I looked at the YouTube usernames, and all the usernames were the exact same thing. It was
Wrong timestamp, by the way. How do you guys keep getting the timestamps wrong and everything? Okay, it's 128.
Or putting less stock in the idiots online. Either the guys on India, no pun intended, or the guys saying whatever racist stuff. It's like, oh, I don't even need to take this seriously. This is bots. I don't even need to engage with this mentally.
The tricky part is that there's certainly some people that are real.
Yeah.
So then the question is, how can you discern who is real and who is
all
a
of
bot?
it. Just write off all of it. That's how the easiest off ramp for my brain. It's all fake.
Yeah.
And the ones who are, who cares if it's a negligible amount?
It's not a bad philosophy. The thing that brought this up to me that I thought was fascinating is Destiny, the streamer, did a video where basically on stream he was talking about getting targeted attacks from a bunch of different accounts, calling him names, saying that he's an idiot, da-da-da.
That's my bad.
They were, he starts going to the channels and seeing who is
he was
this
shocked
person?
that people don't like him. The arrogance.
That's what I'm saying.
He was just curious.
This must be an internet conspiracy.
Convenient.
There are guys out there that don't like an extremely opinionated person who knows nothing about the Israel-Gaza conflict and lets people his girlfriend. I cannot believe this. How could this be?
In case you're wondering why propaganda works and why these bot networks work, I'm so glad I accidentally skipped ahead and listened to him. This is exactly how it works. Notice how when he sees a bunch of videos or comments, or a bunch of comments on videos where he's like, these seem like bots, this is crazy. All these girls typing this thing on this YouTube video, for this song, that's crazy, it must be bots. But when they plug into something that he already agrees with, oh, well, obviously, every single one of these comments is legitimate. You must know it because this is an opinion that I agree with. Now there are no bots. Now all of it is 100% authentic, absolutely true and real, certified by a real red-blooded, patriotic, eagle-flying American. These are absolutely true statements, right? But then as soon as it switches, now it's like, oh, well, this must be bot activity, right? This is exactly why this type of stuff works.
Are you AI? I think you might be AI.
I might be AI. I might be
AI.
You're not AI. You're just a bot or an NPC.
He needs to
There's no point where he reflected and he was like, wow, I'm really opinionated on things that are incredibly divisive and maybe the other side might dislike me. There was no point in that.
Imagine that. How long has Andrew Schulz even been on the internet? A year? 2 months? I don't even know how long this guy's been here. Yeah, dude, like I've never in my life considered that. Like it's such a novel insight here that people on the internet might not like me. Jesus, that's such a crazy, insightful thing to consider. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for the education here on dealing with online audiences. My goodness.
Maybe. I think it was that he was just getting comments immediately after posting anything and being like, who are just these people following me?
So now he reiterates the like, okay, well, this was the subject matter. Okay, so it's funny. We had our jokes or whatever. And then he's reiterating. It's like, oh, yeah, okay, but it seems kind of like weird behavior activity. Now, does Andrew here say, oh, okay, yeah, I guess that is kind of weird or whatever. Yeah, but also he's a cook. Or he's going to be like, okay, but like maybe people just really don't like him. Let's see.
Around the internet just showing me every chance they get what is happening.
Yes.
So when he clicks on the profiles, and the profiles are like, America is best, #1 country first, and it's like these weird accounts that have weird posting history, and it's just all kind of strange. And he starts looking at like the profile pictures, and the profile pictures is like a guy that looks like a regular dude that you would see at Walmart, and then behind him are books that aren't real characters. It's like fake AI books that have like strange shapes that are supposed to resemble language, but it's not. And he's like, oh, the picture's AI. The content, he's able to search tweets and find like other tweets of other accounts with other names in other countries posting similar types of content. And he's like, oh, this is a bot that are creating content.
The question is the percentage.
And following people. The question is the percentage, and the question is why.
Well, why makes perfect sense. Like if you hate somebody, but you don't want to go through the time to hate them, you just stick bots on them all day.
Yeah.
Like that.
Or repeat untrue talking points.
Makes perfect sense. So there is somebody who's like, well, I mean, there might be another explanation.
Or on some Dave Smith shit where it's like, I think he was the one that was saying like the government wants to get their access to their bots or whatever. And they want to do what the things they really want to do and then distract you with gender wars or whatever. Let's have a bunch of bots and fake news stories and whatever, just getting everybody focused on gender wars. And we just keep getting the money how we want. We keep passing laws that we want. We keep doing all that.
Yeah. Now, the other thing that I find very interesting is it possible that these companies or private actors that are basically utilizing like the open, software features of these platforms are basically utilizing it in such a way to influence the opinions and ideas of influential thought leaders within the United States and around the world?
That's the most interesting thing to me.
All right, I'm going to go downstairs and get ready for anything else. I love you guys.
Today's subject is none other than Destiny, reacting to the absurdity on Andrew Schulz's podcast, where the host tried to downplay the sinister infestation of bots while his co-host, Mark, was attempting to expose the phenomenon that has haunted our beloved Destiny. Now, before we delve deep into this whirlpool of rhetorical lunacy, let's paint a vivid picture. Imagine your Destiny, a seasoned internet veteran with battle scars from countless debates, bot attacks, and the relentless drumming of hate-fueled comments. You're no stranger to online warfare, a grizzled gladiator in the digital colosseum. Yet here we have Andrew Schulz, an internet newborn by comparison, strolling in with the gall to dismiss Destiny's experience as if bots are some whimsical phantom that only exists in conspiracy theory. Schulz must have thought he was Plato in the cave of ignorance, casting shadows of doubt while sipping lattes. But let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, Destiny wasn't having any of that dismissiveness. Schulz, the master of verbal tap dancing and comedic gymnastics, may have thought he could finesse his way out of this one by throwing shade and making light of the whole situation. But Destiny, Destiny came prepared to intellectually body bag any skepticism. You see, the argument that Andrew Schulz put forward was a classic case of trivializing a very real issue, something akin to saying, oh, you're paranoid about mosquitoes because you got bitten once. But no, Destiny was here to drop ether, to illuminate the reality that bot armies are not a figment of one's imagination. They are the digital vermin infiltrating our social media feeds like roaches at a 5-star restaurant. Let's not be bamboozled, led astray, or hoodwinked by Schulz's casual dismissal. What Mark was trying to explain, before Andrew brushed it off with the kind of indifference that would make even the most negligent politician blush, was that these bot attacks aren't just some random phenomenon. They are calculated, well-funded, and designed to manipulate public perception. Destiny, a man who's been through the ringer of online trolling, took a stand against Andrew's laissez-faire attitude and roasted him with the precision of a Michelin star chef carving a Thanksgiving turkey. Now, let me break this down for you in simpler terms. Destiny's whole point was that these bots aren't just annoying, they are a weaponized form of digital manipulation. We are talking about AI-generated accounts that can flood your comment sections, distort discourse, and make you doubt your very existence on the internet. But Schulz, with the brazenness of someone who's only been on the internet for 5 minutes, tried to downplay the impact. To him, it was all just noise, just a bunch of people who might not like you, no big deal. Oh, but it is a big deal. When bots can fabricate public opinion to make you feel like you're on the wrong side of an argument, it becomes a psychological warfare designed to weaken your stance. And let's not forget how Schulz tried to act like it's all the same, whether the comments align with your views or not. He seemed to suggest that once a comment agrees with you, you assume it's real. But Destiny clapped back with finesse. How dare Schulz suggest that? Destiny wasn't falling for such elementary traps. He knew when bots were in play, and he wasn't going to let some half-baked internet novice tell him otherwise. Destiny's reaction was nothing short of spectacular. He didn't just refute Schulz's argument, he exposed the cognitive dissonance in downplaying bots when they disagreed with you while treating them as gospel when they agreed. That's the very essence of why propaganda and bot manipulation work. And speaking of cognitive dissonance, Andrew Schulz's inability to grasp the gravity of the situation revealed just how out of touch he is with the darker side of the internet. It's almost as if he's been shielded by some digital amulet, warding off the hordes of trolls and bots that infest platforms like a plague of locusts. But Destiny? Destiny has been knee-deep in the trenches of online conflict, battling these faceless hordes for years. He knows the difference between genuine criticism and manufactured outrage. The cherry on top of this chaotic Sunday was Destiny's roast of Schulz's dismissiveness. It was a masterclass in intellectual evisceration. Destiny dragged Schulz, metaphorically speaking, across the digital landscape, pointing out the absurdity of acting like bots aren't a real threat. You could almost feel the scorch marks as Destiny laid into Schulz with a rhetorical flamethrower, making it clear that dismissing bots is the kind of naivete that only a greenhorn to the internet could afford. Ladies and gentlemen, what we are witnessing here is a clash of internet generations. Schulz, with his carefree approach, represents the digital tourists, people who dip their toes in social media but haven't had to fight in the trenches. Destiny, on the other hand, is the grizzled veteran, the battle-hardened general who has seen the rise of bots, trolls, and disinformation campaigns firsthand. It's like sending a boy to do a man's job, and Destiny wasn't about to let Schulz get away with trivializing the very real threat posed by bots. And let's not overlook the deeper implications here. Bots aren't just about spreading fake news or disinformation, they're about shaping the very nature of online discourse. They can influence elections, public opinion, and even personal reputations. Schulz may laugh it off, but Destiny knows that the stakes are much higher. In an era where AI-generated accounts can outnumber real users, where bots can flood your mentions and make it seem like the world is against you, you can't afford to be complacent. So, in closing, let's not let Andrew Schulz's casual downplaying of bots fool us. Destiny was right to call him out, to roast him for his dismissiveness, and to shine a light on the insidious nature of bot manipulation. Schulz may think it's all a joke, but Destiny knows that this is a war, and in war, you can't afford to ignore the enemy, even if they come in the form of digital code.